rather than get on a Lestral's tangent, we do have a lot to get done today. So, you know what I'm supposed to do, baby. We're going to talk about Freax. And boy, do we have some good ones. So much happened this week. We're going to go in chronological order, okay? So, you're just going to have to bear with me. You know, I feel like there's even very few freaks. It's mostly like major historical events. So we're going to begin with this one, though.
I'm majoring in intersectional woke skibbity gender.
Yep.
Okay, and what about you? I'm majoring in
Gluten-free brain rot kombucha.
I'm majoring in science. Oh, great.
I didn't finish. The science of woke skibbity gender.
Oh.
And what job are you going to get with that? The head of diversity says that you're being replaced by me because I identify as gluten-free brain rot kombucha. I'm majoring in non-binary TikTok riz.
This is true, by the way. This is what it's like these days. All right. Next up. Spent the last hour going down the rabbit hole of this autistic black guy on Instagram who thinks he can create leaf tornadoes. Let's watch this together. Why are we denigrating this guy? Look at this stupid, weird, strange man who thinks he can create leaf tornadoes. Posted alongside a video of him creating a leaf tornado. Look at this. What do you mean thinks? He has proof on camera. Wow. I'm happy that airbending isn't a lost art, I will say. He's blowing on the leaves with his mouth. What about the ones behind him, huh? Look at this. It's insane. Oh, my God. All right. That was a fun 30 seconds of pretending the world isn't ending. You ready? Here we go. So, first thing that happened this week, the ongoing question of if Biden should step down. So if you're unfamiliar, Joe Biden, current president of the United States, basically every single interview at this point, he comes across looking like some sort of lich that is desperately trying to find and claim its phylactery. There has been continuous talk over whether or not he should step down from his post, making Kamala the president, and then Kamala would run in his place in 2024. Personally, I think that's fine. At this point, I don't give a shit. I'll take whatever. I will eat that slop. But basically what we've learned is every person in the party is for him stepping down except for himself. And he is like fiercely, he's like, I'm not fucking leaving. So 5 days ago now on the 10th, we learned that Schumer, who I guess I would describe as the other big party leader, is in fact open to pushing him off the ticket. And he's speaking with donors about it. Additionally, Biden aides have said, if major donors don't come along, we'll fucking do it without him. It's so clearly Jover. George Clooney called on Biden to step down, and we got this amazing headline. In his most famous role, George Clooney knocked over a casino, but now he is trying to steal something even more precious, our president's dream. I don't think his brain is capable of forming dreams anymore. I don't think he can imagine any longer. It's not good. And of course, this is my favorite little tidbit that we've learned, which is his family is standing with him, his wife Jill and his sister Valerie, who Democrats relied upon to provide wise counsel, not just cheerleading. His son Hunter has been seen at the White House so much lately that one well-connected lobbyist Democrat dubbed him the acting chief of staff. Now, I've said for a long time, I know he's in a bad position. I understand people don't like him. Hunter would make a damn good president. I want a president who is addicted to crack, right? Like all the rest of these politicians, they're addicted to drugs we've never even heard of. You know, like they're harvesting like the internal biometric gut microbiomes from like newly weaned cattle and like huffing it in their office, right? But Hunter, he's a man of the people. He does crack and he fucks prostitutes. Come on. I mean, we could do so much worse. Many people, when I say this, they bring up that he has like weird grooming allegations. And to that I say, well, you know, Pobody's nerfect, okay? You know, have you seen the other two guys that are currently running? Okay, next up. This next one, it's the conclusion to the Biden step aside drama, but I have to give you a quick CW. It's maybe like a 1 minute max. I'll talk about this for sexual assault. All right, awesome tweet we're about to read. Pundits, Joe Biden needs to drop out. Biden, no. Pundits, but we really want Joe Biden to drop out. Biden, no. 8 House Dems, Joe, the pundits say you need to drop out. They really want it. Biden, no. George Clooney, come on, Joe, just relax. You'll like dropping out. Biden, no. Voters, no means no, motherfuckers. Politics and rape culture are too similar for comfort. Oh, man. I'm glad my brain doesn't work like this. And, you know, there is nothing on this planet more disgusting and denigrating than a blue check. But a blue check on a liberal? Really? Come on. Like, what's the goal there? Come on. Anyway, the way that you can tell that this is actually not like rape culture is if asking Biden to drop out was like rape culture, then he would have put himself on the Supreme Court. But this isn't even the most ridiculous political thing that happened this week. It's not even the second most ridiculous thing that happened this week. Let's take a quick breather, though, first and foremost, and watch this video that comes from Will's Gardevoir, whose name I can't say.
Say no to racism.
Very true. That's very true, I would say. That is very true. I have to let you all know this is what Danny did to me before we started Will of the Council. The first couple episodes, I'm really in my fucking shit. And he was like, no, give me your phone. I've got to cure you. And he did this to me. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good for sure. Next up. Your parties must suck if they're peanut free. I don't think anybody has said this. I didn't understand what was going on here. So is this like peanut allergy TikTok? I will say I would say this. Yeah, I would say this. It'd be like, hey, come to my party. It's peanut free. And I'd be like, your parties must suck if they're peanut free. Ugh. Is this not a bit on the no open bar tweet? Unfortunately, I don't have the no open bar tweet queued up for this week just because I don't want to be here all night. But it's so crazy that there's like... people did another insane person bit on Twitter, which was like... Many people get mad when there's not an open bar at a wedding because they're alcoholics. And... that did like a week of discourse. People were like, I deserve an open bar if I go to your wedding. It was so strange. It was very weird. I will just go on record and say that at our wedding, we had an open bar, but only for, what was it? It was like beer. Only for beer, I think. Because I was like, who's going to get drunk off beer? And no one did. We were fine. Northern Lion solved this years ago. How? What did he do? Next up. I will say one guy got kind of tipsy at our wedding, and it was Peeps, because I didn't realize Peeps gets tipsy off of 2 total beers. Okay, all right, moving on. But he wasn't the one we were worried about, right? So, next up. 15 pictures with deep meaning. This shit is just Facebook now. Twitter's fucking cooked. Look at this. Almost 700,000 likes on this shit. It's just like Steve Cuts bullshit ass pictures. Ridiculous. Terrible stuff. Really not funny. But, ooh. I didn't think about Poop Dog. Oh. Now, this does have a deeper meaning. Next up. Okay. You know that my position on AI is nuanced, but I think it's at its best when it's doing stuff like this, like riffs. I think that AI is a powerful tool for riffing, and I wish that it was used more for this and less for, like, selling out artists. Here we go. This is asking AI to make a hit country song. Let's all listen to this together.
Well, I drank a million billion beers and got in my truck, and Lord, I'm drunk. And I ain't drove this bad in a billion years, and this rusty Chevy's a piece of junk. But baby, when it rains, I drink, and lately it's been raining a lot. So maybe you and me can link, but first I gotta get to your spot. I'm swerving and smashing into every tree and deer and hay till it's cowboy season. His torque ties are turning to mud, and the more I drink it, the more it floods. Oh lady, let me love you the right way. I need you on this country night, babe. Yeah, it's a 10-minute from my place, but first I gotta make it out of my driveway.
I'm sorry, this is so good.
It's what we do. We're fishing and grilling our cowboy boots. And girl, I gotta see that body tonight. But first I gotta learn how to fucking drive. Cause baby, when it rains,
It's so good. It's pretty good. Peeps driving home from your wedding. Peeps did not drive. His wife drove. Oh. Do you think that Dirk Strider's autoresponder constitutes an ethical use of AI? Hardly. There's only one character in Homestuck more evil than Dirk, and it's Dirk's autoresponder. All right, next up. All right, so let's talk about the fucking big one. So Trump got shot. Like, holy. I think I have, yeah, here it is. Breaking active shooter at Trump rally near Pittsburgh. Seems like the president is shot in the ear. Praying for Trump and the attendees. So the short of it is, there was a guy, I think a couple of blocks over, on top of like a roof with an AR-15. Took a couple of shots at Trump. Trump moved his head. He was like bobbling around and moved his head in such a way that instead of going in his brain, it nicked his ear. What's up? Hold up. Did you say bye?
Yeah.
Oh.
Here, so
Bye-bye. I love you.
I just opened this door for Sadie.
Oh, okay.
Are you streaming?
Yeah.
Do you need pants?
No.
Okay. Do you have any up here?
I do.
Okay,
I
good.
just don't want to put them up on because they're dirty.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't have pants on, chat. Anyway, Trump moved his head in such a way that it nicked his ear. He survived, and there's this picture of him going like this with like blood coming down his face that unfortunately is going to be on every t-shirt in Wildwood for the next 6 months. It was a fucking it was a disaster. It was an unmitigated disaster. They got the guy immediately, but not before he did kill, I think, someone in the audience. It's how many months? Right. It's been a hell of a day and a half. And by a hell of a day and a half, I mean, I think that Fukuyama was right. I think that Chudjak was correct. I think that nothing ever happens. By literally the next day, everybody was just kind of over it. It's weird, right? I was at a local, and we like stopped the local to be like, holy shit, like Trump got shot. It was crazy. And then by waking up the next day, everyone was like, yeah, that was wild, isn't it? Anyway, it's so strange. Like, I just don't get it. I don't know. Maybe things are different now. But I do want to say it wasn't my fault, but I did have a long conversation with Jillian the day of the shooting where I was like, you know, I was singing along to Assassins the other night because I was lamenting how I never get to sing anymore because I'm not doing shows regularly. And I was singing Assassins. I love Assassins, one of my favorite musicals of all time. And I was like, it really sucks that Sondheim is now dead, because if there's ever another Assassination, we're not going to get a song out of it. And well, literally the same day, they were like, "Oh yeah, watch this, bitch, bada bing." It was wild. The mantle falls to you to write it. Literally your fault. I don't think so. Secret Service here in 10 minutes. They're going to be like, "Joseph, write a banger right now, Sondheim style." It's wild. There were some good reactions. This was a reaction that Jillian loved. She wanted me to show. Got an Uber last night, and the first thing he says is, "How are you going to miss Trump? He's gigantic and orange. They shot Tupac at night." It's, well, you know, I don't... Oh, my God. Crazy shit. Absolutely crazy shit. Matt Chrisman made this tweet. "You die in a Trump rally, you wake up to this." And it's a little background of this tweet. This is in reference to the individual who was shot at the place. People have found his Twitter, and he basically spent all day replying to cat turd and shit. But Matt Chrisman, maybe an hour before tweeting this, had a seizure. And so in the hospital, he's like, "No, I have to riff, please." This is the guy's Twitter who got killed. So what's everybody getting into this weekend? Trump rally, Butler, PA. Ooh, no, not good, folks, not good. And then Joe Biden, after the shooting, gave fuel to the fire of Trump ex-Biden shippers and called Trump personally to make sure he was okay, and suspended all of his ads until a time when Trump is feeling better. Which is kind of a weird position to take. I don't think Biden should go on TV and say, "Hey, it was good," obviously not. But it feels weird for him to be all over the TV like, "Trump is an evil man, an existential threat to our democracy." But I sure hope he gets better. I sure hope he gets back to campaigning. Like, what's your position on this? You're going to have to thread the needle. It's not going to be easy. But instead, he went on TV and said this.
"My fellow Americans, I'm enormously high. I'm gay. I want to speak to you tonight about the need for violence. A former president was shot. I'm grateful. Law, what's made America so special? Nothing. Think about it. To remember."
I got to say, I think he nailed it. I think he did thread the needle here. I think he kind of did a great job. It's pretty good. No note? Yeah, no note. That means it's real, as we all have come to learn. You would think that this was like, okay, big week, 4 days of asking Biden to step down, followed by Trump assassination attempt. That's going to be it, right? There's nothing else. Well, guess what fucking happened an hour ago? Trump revealed that he is running with Judgment Dragon Vance, who is, I would say, no exaggeration, probably the worst possible person you could pick for your VP. It might be one of those like tactical VPs, like he was feeling the heat from the assassination attempt, and he goes, "I know. No one's going to try killing me if this is my VP." So if you guys have never heard of JD Vance, let me give you a little overview. This is what he stands for. Ready?
Are you a racist? Do you hate Mexicans?
I see. So if you're unfamiliar with this guy, he is famous for being the first man to have a beard nominated for the vice presidentship in over 100 years, which is shocking, and also for writing a book called Hillbilly Elegy. And Hillbilly Elegy is like a memoir of growing up in Appalachia that's basically just 300 pages of him being like, I'm so smart, I'm destined for Yale, but all these people around me are white trash. What's going on? And the book was really popular with like well-meaning liberals in like the early aughts. And then as times changed, people were like, actually, this whole thing was really fucking corny and it sucks ass. And it's actually like really mean-spirited for no reason. He won a senateship by a razor-thin margin in, 2022? He's been in office for like 11 months, and now he's going to be vice president to a president who's like getting assassination attempts and eating 4 McChickens a day at age 80. So, like, I don't know. The other thing is that he's 39. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's like my age? Like, just pick Mr. Beast or something. What the fuck is going on here? It's super weird. You know, I would think from a position where people in Biden's own party are demanding he step down, a position where you've just beat back an assassination attempt with like a fight kind of fist image that's going to go crazy on boardwalks, you can't possibly fuck it up. But I don't know. This is bad. Like, what the fuck? The other thing is that, like, I don't know who this guy's supposed to win over, because all the white trash people hate him because he's like, I just think that Appalachia is full of little goblins. All the, like, respectable intellectuals hate him because he has no experience. And all the Trump people hate him because he's on record being like, I think Trump is Hitler. I'm a never Trumper. It's so crazy. He's like, he's such a weird guy. He's also a little inflated. You know, when people told me that I look like a child who gets so many vaccines that their faces become swollen with the juice from the syringe, that's really what he looks like. I mean, that's like a perfect... He is a really inflated man. I think there's only one out, of course, for the election, and that is for Biden to drop out and Kamala to nominate as VP the black guy who can control tornadoes. I think that's the only mechanism by which... oh, man. Anyway, so J.D. Vance has been the pick for literally an hour. Like, legitimately, I think he was picked at 4 p.m. today. The RNC is today, so they've been prepping it. And within, like, 15 minutes, they found that he has a DM on Twitter with high schoolers that he calls the simps chat. Which, like... How? I know he's 39, but, like, come on. It's been 1 hour. Oh, my God. Oh, man. But I gotta say, you know, good on... This is the first millennial that's been a stone's throw from the presidency. So good for him, you know? I hope that Simps Chat takes it well. The D in JD is short for Dr. Disrespect. Oh, man. Oh, God. All you need to know about JD Vance is he's an adult Catholic convert. Folks, I've been saying it. I actually went to Catholic Mass this past weekend because Jillian was cantering. She did a wonderful job. She's an incredible singer. And her voice... it's very strange. Her favorite thing to sing is like Broadway musicals, and I would never tell her this to her face, but her voice is really well suited for like hymns, like more than anything else. And she really, really knocked it down. I don't love going to Catholic services, as I am not a Catholic and don't believe in it. But there is something nice about hearing music in like the most ostentatious building, you know, on the fucking planet. But this past weekend, when I went to listen, the priest, it's a priest, right? Priest got up and they were like, they did their service. It was like maybe 5 minutes, and then they sat back down, and I was like, okay, this guy I can get behind. This guy I can get behind. Hymns are cool music if you ignore the God stuff. The God stuff, it washes off your back after a little bit, just because every single song for like 500 years was about Jesus exactly. Like, if you play any sort of music or sing any sort of music, you're singing a lot of Domine Fili Unigenite. You know what I'm saying? All right, next up. This comes from the genius, the man, the myth, the legend behind the smartest cartoon of our life, Dilbert. I taught ChatGPT hypnosis last night. Then I had it tested on me. You have no idea what is coming. No idea. No, I won't be sharing the prompts. Far too dangerous. So he's just into sissy hypno, right? That's what I'm hearing. Is like he just jerks off to. He's like taught ChatGPT to do sissy hypno at him, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm being hypnotized." I feel like the whole concept of like online hypnosis, I feel like, was always like you kind of gotta give a little. You know, you got to be like, oh no, you got to fake a little, you know? And he's doing it in his own home. He's just like, yeah, I'm going in. I'm turning into a crazy person. Oh my God. He has one of the greatest brains living. It's one of the most incredible, unique, and special brains that I've ever seen. I can't believe ChatGPT forced me to dress up in a pink baby doll and jerk off. I know it'd be far too dangerous for me to share the prompts. You know the reason he's not sharing the prompts, right? It's not that they're dangerous. It's that they're revealing. Like, we all know what they're going to be. Okay. And then we got one more. I sent this to Leah Asimov with the text you. All right, let's listen to this. Girlfriend ASMR. GF scares the public because she wanted to ride a carnival ride with you. Here we go.
Attention, everyone! I have a bomb! Everyone get the fuck out! I have a bomb! I have a bomb strapped to me right now! Look, they're all leaving. Oh wow, we're at the front of the line now.
Oh my God. This is how I'm going to steal Danny back. Is I'm going to have to be like, I'm going to have to employ these types of techniques. Start screaming in public. God forbid that I ever have to intervene. But I've got some, stocked up here in the back. I think that maybe, the three of us are out. We're hanging out. Maybe Leah says something flirty to Danny. And I go, oh, you're his sister. What the fuck? Or I'll be like, oh, he's 15. What are you doing? I don't think Danny can pass for 15 anymore. Barring that, I'll just deploy the ChatGPT sissy hypno on anyone susceptible, and we'll fix it that way. Thus concludes Freax. What a fucking crazy week, right? What an unbelievable week to be online.